Timothy White, Chief of the Strength Maintenance Training Center. Welcome to the Strength Maintenance Training Center Assumption of Responsibility ceremony, honoring the arrival of Sergeant Major Thomas Ferrara. I am Master Sergeant Alan Myers, your MC for today's ceremony. Please welcome the SMTC Chief, Major White, to say a few words.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to try to keep this as brief as possible. One, I want to thank Sergeant Major Bookout for coming in and attending this occasion. If I can, if there are any former retired CSMs in the room, will you please stand? CSM, Sergeant Majors, E9, however you want to put it, please stand. All right. I want to thank you for your attendance, thank you for your service, and also, so you know, Sergeant Major, you got buddies out there watching you, so they'll make sure you hold up to the standard. Most definitely, this is one of those great occasions as a leader to be able to welcome in any new staff, especially the rank of Sergeant Major. I would have asked that the way this process would have gone is you all farewell Major Woodard, brought in the Sergeant Major, and then brought me in last. Because coming in first and then seeing all the love and admiration you all gave Major Woodard on the way out, and then all the love and admiration that you all are going to give Sergeant Major on the way in kind of makes me feel like I'm not as important. But it's okay, but it's not about me. But I most definitely will want to echo the spirits of the soldiers and the civilians that have been here. The one thing that I've heard consistently is, man, you know, when we get that Sergeant Major in, it's going to most definitely change. And I know for the NCOs looking for that leadership, for that senior enlisted advisor, I need your expertise and your guidance as a training center chief, because I know a lot of things, but I don't know everything. And most definitely looking to rely on you to be that subject matter expert, to be that leader of leaders, and to continue to grow not only our force, myself, and the entire staff with your knowledge and expertise. One of the great things about being here at the training center is that you don't necessarily come through here unless you're alone. All right, so everyone who's in here, working here, who's actually come through and sat in these seats. So when you get an opportunity to talk to those soldiers, those new, those aspiring R&R NCOs, those hope to be soon one day 79 Tangos, you can actually, no doubt, say, hey, I've been in your seat. I've taught in your seat. So you've done that, you've been there, you've done that, and it's most definitely an amazing opportunity to welcome you back home, to reunite you with your family, to reunite you with your pet family, most definitely to reunite you with your SMTC family. So without further ado, it is my privilege and my pleasure to say that Power 7 is now signed on to the net.
Major White, thank you for those kind words. Please welcome incoming SMTC Chief Instructor, Sergeant Major Ferrara. All right, not used to speaking from the microphone up here. Normally, I'm a pretty loud guy. I like to stand right in front of the crowd, but we'll go ahead and use the microphone today. Just like to open it up and thank everybody for attending. CSM Bookout, appreciate you making time to come over and be a part of the ceremony, as well as members of the team, some of former members of a team where I've served out there. Command Sergeant Major Bowen in here took the trip down to visit, and I sent him a text message the other day and said, hey, we're doing the assumption of responsibility. If you could make it, I'd be honored. And he said, no doubt I'll be there. And I really appreciate that, as well as everyone else here from the Peck family, whether I've served with you previously or am assuming the responsibility to serve with you now. It is a great honor. I made some notes, and I didn't want to run on and on time-wise, but I just wanted to talk about a few key things, and we talk about things, I think the title of the Professional Education Center, the key piece there is professional. Actually, think back historically, two things. First of all, 27 years ago today, I stood on the yellow footprints at Parris Island, South Carolina, as I joined the Marine Corps and served my first 4 years active duty. So things are cyclical. 16 years ago, back on the 1st of October, I reported to SMTC as an instructor. and at that point established Arkansas as my home, and truly had the opportunity to come and see what professionalism was all about. We had some mandatory training earlier on today, and we talked about things like sponsorship. And I would say throughout my career, especially while I was here, but then once I left and went back Title 32 to Arkansas, and then came back Title 10, the example that was set here at the Professional Education Center is one to aspire for. We talked about sponsorship, and I thought about when I reported into the SMTC, and then I think about the people that were in positions at the time. I think there was the Command Sergeant Major for PEC was CSM Jimmy Gardner, and I remember him taking the time to sit down with me and explain the Title 10 promotion process, how everything worked as part of the sponsorship. And I know CSM Bookout and I are going to have a similar type engagement here in the future. Obviously my position's a little bit different, but I just think back to the experiences that I had here when we talk about the professionalism. The first time, for the current and former NCOs out there, the first time we did an NCO support forum where I had a senior leader sit down with me and establish and counsel me with the support forum was here at PEC, more specifically at SMTC. And I think it really set the stage for a lot of the achievements I had during my tour here, as well as since I left PEC. So it's a great opportunity. Again, I am honored and humbled by this opportunity to serve as the SMTC Sergeant Major. I think back to, I like to call them larger than life personalities. When I came through the schoolhouse, whether it was there was a Sergeant Major Strickland when I came through SQI 4, Sergeant Major Burdett, Sergeant Major Stewart, Sergeant Major Schirkenbach, and I could continue to go on and on of the predecessors for the position, and just the thought or the opportunity to even attempt to serve in the capacity that they served and how I looked up to them means a lot. I would have, when Chief Johnner and Sergeant Major Burdett were here and they give a speech a lot of time, they talk about when they were here as E7s and who would have thunk it as how they perceived getting into those leadership positions. I can truly relate and understand that today. Those personalities for me were larger than life. When I made Sergeant Major, it was a small ceremony we did up at the TAR Cup at NGB, and I didn't have the opportunity, to be in front of everybody or have certain people there. But again, the opportunity here to be able to stand in front of you and talk about these individuals that came before me and the jobs that they did set me up for my success. They were consummate professionals. Talk about, again, the Professional Education Center and the SMTC. I go back to you talking about the good habits or tricks of the trade learned here as far as how I mentored and coached in my various positions. Again, nothing but professionals. To the instructor staff here currently, I will fully support you in every way possible in the conduct of your daily duties, as well as in your aspirations in the future. So each and every one of you, now having served here at the SMTC, should be gunning for this position. That's a key piece that we talk about up at NGB when I sat with the division Sergeant Major, and we talk about, hey, who's going to be the next soldier up, the next Title 10 79 Tango up to take the reins at the SMTC. We'll be able to look at each and every one of you having served here and to say, hey, they did their time at the schoolhouse and they would be an outstanding candidate to serve at SMTC and to continue the great things that we do here. I know in less than a week, we are about to embark on something that some of us have seen before and some of us have not. We're about to get our first resident basic course in a little bit over 18 months. That's going to be interesting times. But I look forward to the success and the professionalism that you not only display but will deliver, and the examples that you set for these young, soon-to-be R&R NCOs that come through the course. Again, I reflect back to coming here in the basic course in 2000, And, we didn't quite know what went on the instructor's side of the wall. But we knew what stood in front of us in the classroom, what stood in front of us at the PT field, whether it was the old parking lot there that used to be in front of the old PX, or if we were what was formerly known as Freedom Hall, the professionals that led us day in, day out, that was something to shoot for. And I think back again to those individuals and to have the opportunity now, again, to be back at the SMTC and to lead similar individuals is again, an honor. With that being said, I believe that's all I have. Again, it's a great opportunity to be able to serve in the position, and I look forward to the next couple of years and taking the SMTC to the next level. Again, I think back and what it was when I was here as a student, what it was when I was here as an instructor, probably about starting 16 years ago, and then in the way ahead, we look to recapture that. And I want it to be the place that in the future, when we've got the SQI4 graduates coming back for their advanced training, as soon to be senior NCOs when they come back to SLC, that they're asking about Title 10 opportunities. I want to build that bullpen. I want to have that list of names that are going to be waiting to come here and take your seats so you could go on and do other things. And that was critical, because when I was here before, we had a list of individuals that wanted to come here, and that's how we worked through the list to make sure that we didn't have any vacancies at the SMTC. So again, I'd like to thank everyone for attending this afternoon, and look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you for those kind words. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's Assumption of Responsibility ceremony. Please take a moment to welcome Sergeant Major Ferrara to the SMTC and PDC family. Have a wonderful day.
Sergeant Major, once again, congratulations. Welcome back.